What's going on, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome in everyone watching this live, and welcome in everyone watching this on the replay. Tonight we have with us Matthew Erman and Lisa Sterle, co-creators of Witchblood from Vault Comics and Long Lost from Scout Comics. Matthew is also the writer of the upcoming Boom Studios series Good Luck, and writer for Terminal Punks from Mad Cave Studios. So everyone in the chat, please give a warm welcome to Matthew and Lisa.
Hello, everybody. It's very nice to be here. Thank you for having us.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
So I just want to shout out a couple people that are hanging out with us tonight in the chat. Travel and Root Beer, Lewis Shadow Rabbit Clay Guy, and Pepper Curry. Which I do not recognize that name. So welcome in.
Yeah, howdy, everybody.
Hi. Yeah, hi.
I'm Matthew, and this is Lisa.
Yep.
Easy introduction.
Travel and Root Beer is liking the headphones.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna see if I can make our video just a smidge brighter. Just,
Okay. You're good, no worries.
Video brightness.
There we go.
There we
saw your Twitter post. Well, welcome in.
Aha.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad we remembered to tweet then.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And usually, as the video goes, people see the notification that we're live, and more people slide in. So we'll say hi to them when they come in. But to start out, we wanted to let you guys introduce yourselves, tell a little bit about how you guys got into comics. And what got you interested in writing and drawing comics?
You want to go first?
Sure. We actually both got into comics at the exact same time with Long Lost, which was the first comic that we made.
Yep.
And we're married, so we're a creative couple.
Yeah, that is, I guess, an important bit of information.
Yeah. And we had an idea for a horror story and thought it would make a cool comic. So we decided to shoot our shot and pitched it around. Scout Comics was kind enough to take a risk on us nobodies.
That's exactly what happened. We pitched it to so many people, probably like 30 different places. So many rejections. Scouts saw something.
Was it fully formed? Like, did y'all have a book that you brought to them, or was it more like idea pitch?
We had, I believe, 20 pages?
Yeah, about 20 pages.
20 pages that were inked and lettered, and then just kind of a script, plot summary.
Very loose plot summary. I don't think we kept to it.
No, we didn't stick to the plot summary at all. But yeah, so that was our first comic, and enough people took notice of it that we have managed to kind of stay in the comics industry since then. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I also do a lot of illustration on the side outside of comics. I have a tarot deck that you might be familiar with, Modern Witch Tarot, and yeah, that's pretty much my backstory.
That was 2017, and Long Lost was out into the world, and a handful of people were passionate in reading it, and editors took notice, and we started to get, jobs, and we had some clout to pitch more ideas. And that's, really all it takes is to just put something out into the world, and, maybe you get lucky. I kind of feel like that's how we got, Long Lost was seen by the right people at the right time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, actually, so the con I was at, Scout Comics was there. So that was cool. Yeah.
They're a fun bunch.
The editor of Scout Comics, I'm going to blank on his name now, but Andrew.
Brendan? Oh.
Andrew?
Oh, yeah. Andrea Nicole? Was it a woman?
No.
Then I have no idea.
Yeah,
he's one of the editors.
Okay.
I know James / Jim.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different part of the editing department then.
Oh, absolutely. They've been
growing since we were
absolutely
working with them closely. So
when we started with them, it was a you know, they were still kind of like in the convention scene, and they were. I think they had only been a business for like 2 or 3 years by that point, maybe 4 or 5. But they were a business before. It's complicated. But they're a good bunch. I like them a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
There she is.
My Wi-Fi did the thing.
Her Wi-Fi seems to be cutting in and out. All right.
No worries.
Oh God. Okay.
It totally happens. It's
Oh
not a
God.
big deal.
It's gonna be one of those days.
No worries. Yeah, great advice there, though. Yeah, putting your story out there, getting noticed, just gets your foot in the door. And
I mean, really, that's the like. I think that's kind of the only advice that has worked for me is just put as much stuff out there as you can. That's healthy. You know, don't overdo it, but. The goal is, you know, someone sees something that they really like, and that leads to more things. And if you're not putting stuff out into the world, people can't see what you're offering.
Right. Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Awesome. So we'll start out with talking about Witchblood a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, off the bat, like even seeing the cover for cover A, it was just like, yes, this looks like this is going to be a fun story.
We definitely tried.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
So
Give me 1 second.
It does. It's there's sports, and that's why there's 12 different devices watching sports in my head.
There we go. Multiple people using the internet.
It's cool. We're on my phone. We'll see what happens.
Perfect. So we'll start out. Have for the people in the chat that hopefully all of them have seen Witchblood and read it, but for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about how you just would describe Witchblood.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go. Witchblood is a neon fantasy adventure road trip action comic about witches and vampires in the American Southwest, and they all happen to have motorcycles. That's also a detail. I don't know. It's really fun. I think if you like fantasy, I think if you like worlds that are bigger than what they seem, I think if you like things that are fun, don't necessarily like take themselves super seriously. I think this is a story for you. There's definitely some heart and there's a lot of emotion to it, and we're definitely doing something. But I don't know. It's kind of the story that I've always wanted.
Yeah. When we took a few years off from working with each other after Long Lost, and then when it came time to, think of what we wanted to do together next, Witchblood just came from a desire to. Well, one, I wanted the opportunity to draw all the things I love to draw. So, witches, magic, fashion, punk,
I love it.
vampires,
like my language.
Yeah, we really wanted to do something really fun, and also it's very different from our first comic.
Yeah, I mean, Long Lost is it's a slow, sad slog.
It's not a slog.
So, it's slow and it's sad and people are suffering and everyone's miserable and it's in black and white.
Wow, you're really selling it.
I love it. I love the book. I mean, we made it, but it's when you look at it, compared to Witchblood, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's fast. It's full of action. I really wanted the opportunity to be able to meet a lot of interesting characters and go to a lot of cool, interesting places. Mm-hmm. So, and Matt managed to craft a story that kind of fulfills all of my desires when it comes to drawing. So every time I get to read a script and work on an issue, I'm just like,
which issue are you drawing right now? 7?
6.
6.
Drawing 6 right now.
I've seen some pages from 6. They're unbelievable.
So we're getting 7 at least, is what I got from that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like Witchblood basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love how there's always the publisher's description of what the story is, and then you hear from the creators themselves, and it's more fun to hear how you guys would describe it versus
I mean
how it's put together.
working with Vault, it's really fun. And one of the things too that I've liked a lot about Vault in that particular on that particular subject is that they really understand what the story is. Like they understand the fantasy of it. And I mean, how many issues are out? 2 right now? So we haven't even really got to the crazy stuff.
Issue 3 comes out.
3 comes out this week.
Yes.
Yep.
This Wednesday.
3 is like the last normal issue, I think.
I don't know. Can you even call it normal? Like, I don't think any of this is quote unquote normal.
I think 3 is
in a good way, in the best way.
Thank you. Yeah. I think in my mind, I'll put that as like an asterisk. In my mind, the 3rd issue is the last issue that follows something that readers would find like in a traditional comic book. I think issue 4 really goes above and beyond and gets to be like a crazy thing. So it's like the first 3 issues, like we're introducing you to this world.
So believe it or not, it gets even crazier.
It gets even crazier.
I'm excited for that then, because we do get a little tease of some craziness in issue 3. I think.
We do. That comes out in a couple days, right? 3 days.
Yeah.
Just
it's very good, y'all. It is a wild ride of a comic. It is so good. I was just loving every single panel. I was like, yes, I want so much more of this. And this specific character, I think, that you introduced.
Oh yeah, in the 3rd issue. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about. I mean, I don't want to assume, but one of the characters we introduced is on one of the the main cover actually. So you get to re-meet the Hex Hunter.
Yes.
In issue 3, you find out her name and a lot of backstory about her, and there's also a new witch that you get to meet. It's great. It's very.
I love her. I love the new witch.
Oh yeah.
She was one of my favorite characters to write.
I am here for it completely.
Yeah. When we first see her, the way the art's done with, I'm trying not to spoil the piece of the art that's really cool, but that first like going in and seeing her is just awesome.
Yeah. No one is going to believe their eyes.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. No one's going to believe what their eyes are seeing.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy way to not spoil it and also say something funny.
Okay. Yeah.
So you mentioned the tarot covers, which I just want, like, those are my favorite so far. I love them. And I'm assuming, Lisa, that was probably all you're doing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do like prints or like a mini deck?
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Both or either.
Yes.
Yes.
Short answer is.
I like yes.
Well, I can't quite promise 100% yet, but I agree with you. I would also like to see them the tarot covers as cards.
Oh yeah, they're so beautiful.
Were you guys thinking about like who you would pick each character to be as you were writing it, or did you just like pick that as you were drawing the covers?
I kind of planned, like the tarot covers specifically, I planned them all out before I had I'm not anywhere close to being done with the art, but I planned the tarot covers out a while ago. So, but the characters were already established and written and developed. And so it was sometimes a challenge to figure out like which characters fit which covers best or which major arcana best, but I think I somehow managed to kind of figure out the perfect card for either every character or scene or a group of characters. So it fit together more organically than I was expecting it to be honest. So because I originally had only been planning on doing the tarot cover for the number 1, the Chariot. That was the only one that I was going to do. And then I think it was either right before it was announced or shortly after. Vault was like, you please need to do one for every single issue. And I was like, okay, well, if you ask so nicely, yes.
Yeah.
That number 2 one's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that one's my favorite so far that we've seen.
Yes, that one is Paxton as the Emperor. So yeah, it's they've been a funny.
I'm a little.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely have a favorite character.
Yona on the Chariot just seemed like such a natural choice. I was like, I feel like I knew that she was the Chariot before I even decided to do tarot.
Hey, I know that guy. Ian Laser in the chat. He's a lovely fella with a beautiful face. I haven't seen that man in a long time, and I'm glad he stopped in. Ian is also, an incredible animator and an artist, and I've worked on some things with him.
Hell yeah.
Because I am nothing but a conduit for other people I get to work with. It's like my talent is like honestly finding good people to make my ideas come to reality. I think that's like one of the things that in the comic book industry, as a writer or creator, whoever you are, you really got to find people that complement your stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the most important things.
I mean, the comics is all about collaboration.
It 100%.
Yeah.
And I learned that working in animation for a little bit with Ian. So awesome. Collaborative, working together, bouncing ideas off of one another. It's so vital, and that's how Witchblood is. I think that's why it's so good. Honestly.
Oh yeah. We're constantly either in the script or the
just
art.
Today, yeah.
Just today I had a really complicated spread that I was trying to figure out, and so I pulled Matt in. I was like, okay, how is this working? How can I make it better? And then you had some ideas, and then
turned out pretty good.
And then I maybe edited the script a tiny bit to really make it fit. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to have a collaborator that you trust, and you trust their kind of artistic vision and their skills enough that you can, make little adjustments and suggestions, and no one's feelings get hurt.
No, not at all. It's like, I know that whenever Lisa changes the dialogue or cuts something, it's for the better part of the story, and she knows that when I have a art edit, vice versa. Yeah.
Most of the time, although sometimes I do fight back on the art edits.
That's fine.
I'm very strong-willed.
Do either of you take more ownership over certain characters?
I definitely think you have the final say when it comes to Yona stuff. I obviously write her, but I think if you were to come to me and say like Yona would never say this, I would 100% believe you.
I mean, I can't remember a time that I've done that.
No.
But I think specifically the weirdest thing is because there's kind of a large cast of characters in Witchblood, you're always meeting new witches, and maybe you might meet some other vampires or some other characters. Not all is revealed yet, but but there have been times that Matt will, like, maybe the script is done, and then I'll design the character, and then I'll look at this dialogue, and I'm like, I don't know if this quite fits.
Yeah, that's happened.
And so then we have to have a discussion on which to change. I was like, okay, do I change the character design so it kind of fits how they're written better, or do you change how they're written?
Did we do that for the character in issue 4 that hasn't been revealed yet? Is that what you're talking about?
One or many of the witches this has happened with.
This tracks.
Yeah. So I think specifically actually issue 3.
Issue 3?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah.
One of the witches in issue 3.
We rewrote that dialogue.
The dialogue a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But as far as specific characters, I don't think so. No. They all feel like my children.
Yeah, absolutely. I get to do really ridiculous monologues with Paxton. I like that a lot. That's
like his monologues.
There's a good reason for it, and that's because I like to monologue.
Oh yeah, you've always loved your monologuing characters.
They're fun. They're just it's so Shakespearean. It's so old school. Like, just to talk to the aether and just like soliloquize to no one in particular. And I don't know. There's something classic about it. I don't think it's bad writing. Not that anyone said that, but some people have.
I love it personally.
Thank you.
Got a fan of the monologues here.
Yeah, that Chattahoochee monologue in issue 2 is I might have to get that like engraved onto my tombstone or something.
The first time I read that, I read it straight. I didn't play the song, but when I was rereading it today, I played the song with it, and I do think that actually enhanced the monologue.
Yeah,
I definitely feel like it makes the scene feel much more manic.
Yeah, it like immediately. It's immediate system shock as soon as you put that song on.
Yeah, and hip hop's in the Steve here. He's saying he likes the song recommendation, and we get a song in the first issue as well.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember now. Do we get one in the third issue?
I don't think we do.
I don't think we do. You know,
Yeah.
The issue 3 has gone to print yet. So, I mean, one of the things that is really interesting is seeing what people enjoy about the book, and like, you know, we're still making it, and so.
Well, technically, aren't the chapter titles still?
Yeah, all the chapter titles are music references
Is there a
as well.
chapter title in number 3? Because sometimes.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Yeah, there is. All the chapter titles are either a direct reference to a song or some sort of reference to something, or just a song title.
And also the Yona's potions. I don't know if anyone's noticed this yet, but all of Yona's potions have little labels.
They're little songs that we like.
They're also song references. So
I was looking at the one, trying to remember where that one was now. It was in the end of issue 1, I think.
There's Cold as Ice is one of them. There's Love Buzz is another one. And then
I remember seeing the Cold as Ice one that she throws at the.
And Mr. Blue Sky. I don't know if that made it onto a bottle name, but that was one of the ones.
I can't remember if that one made it in either. I know it was in.
I think it was on the script, but I don't know if it was easy to write on a bottle.
Maybe it was.
Do you have a song recommendation to go along with issue number 3?
Yeah. Bruce, baby. Bruce Springsteen's Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Oh, right. That's right. That issue does have a title. I don't remember if it made in the letters.
I think it did.
It's like Darkness in the Sheds of Town.
The title to the issue 3 is called Darkness in the Sheds of Town. And then the music reference is Bruce Springsteen's seminal 1970-something album, Darkness on the Edge of Town. Great album, great song. Everyone
is currently in my CD player in my car.
Yeah, it's literally one of my favorite records.
I have a very old car. I can only listen to CDs on it. So.
Awesome. Hey, that's good though. You get to still listen to some of that stuff off of the CDs directly, and.
I literally had to buy some CDs when I got this car because I didn't have any that left. I hadn't needed one in so long. But yeah, Bruce. I would say Bruce for number 3.
Got a Submerged fan.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
that's great to hear.
You did the cover art on that, right?
Oh, Submerged. I was the interior artist as well.
Okay,
co-creator. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
With Vita Ayala as the writer.
Okay. I'm not as familiar with that one yet, but I will be.
Fine.
There's like
a couple years old at this point.
And there's like a bajillion comics. It's fine. Not everyone has to read everything. I'd be shocked if, it's like there's so many comics.
Oh yeah.
There really are. And I read a lot of comics, but I feel like I probably started doing that within the last year or two, where I started reading a lot more indie comics, and
for sure.
Like the stories are what really just jumps out, and versus you've got the characters from Marvel, DC, that maybe some people latch on to the characters more so than the uniqueness of the stories that we get in the indie comics.
This is not a slight on anyone, but I just want to say it is not a unique situation for someone to have ownership over like a DC or Marvel character. Like, this isn't how Spider-Man's supposed to be written, or this isn't something that Spider-Man would say, whatever it is.
Yeah.
On the first issue of Witchblood, we had people telling us how to write Yona, which I thought was incredible. She's like, this character would never say this. This character wouldn't do this. I was like, what do you know?
She just got created.
I made her. It's honestly, it's like, it's nice on one end to have people read a story and instantly be so passionate and want to have a say in like what happens. Like that is really cool and nice. It's also frustrating when people are like, I didn't like this because this person didn't say what I wanted them to say, even though it's fine.
Can't please everybody.
No, you can't. So yeah, even with Witchblood, people are like, change Yona. Sorry I didn't catch this, but how long is Witchblood running for? We're running for 10 issues. I don't know if it's going to go past that. That's what I've been telling people. We have 10 issues planned. Vault's been very kind to give us that. I don't know if they planned on announcing like 5 more after the first 5, but I'm saying it now. So
they never told us not to say anything about it.
Yeah,
so I
they
guess
never told us.
out of the bag.
We're doing 10 issues of Witchblood.
Awesome.
And if it sells like hotcakes,
then we'll get more.
We'll get more. So I mean, that's the comic market, baby. It's like we got to get people out there to the shops, buying them, telling the shop owners to order more. It's Witchblood number 5 is one of my favorite covers of all time. I'm super excited I'm going to have it one day. I try to get every cover for anything Vault puts out because they're all so good. That is so nice of you to say.
Very nice. And it's true. Vault is amazing, and they put out so many great comics.
Hell yeah, dude! Thank you, Travel and Root Beer Man. That's good to hear. I'm glad that I truly believe that I try to write my stories literally for everybody. I think if you are a human being on this planet, there is something in Witchblood that you will appreciate and like. And I think that I'm not. Can I cuss? Is that okay? I about said
absolutely.
Okay. Well, now I'm not going. I'm going to surprise everyone with it, but now I'm not going. But
drop it when you're least expecting it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. But
I gotta find my headphones now. Hold on.
Streaming straight from the phone, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here's where we lucked out, though. It didn't reset my questions, so we're good. Where's the headphone jack?
But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, that there's something for everyone in the story. And actually, so Travel and Root Beer is our dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons that we're both a part of. And so he's gonna love it for the fantasy side of things alone. So
I mean, if you like, truthfully, so many people, I don't know if it was recent, within the last 10 years, everyone started loving lore and like worlds with like extensive lore, and like Witchblood's there's so much that you guys don't know, and it's so cool.
Matt's favorite thing as a writer is keeping secrets from the audience.
I love keeping secrets. I love keeping secrets, and literally, I love not telling. Like it's probably super frustrating as a reader sometimes, but I don't know. There's something so magical.
Like breadcrumbing hints all throughout every book already that nobody's even noticed.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a nice,
so I gotta go reread
nice large, maybe paper-sized breadcrumb in issue 3.
The map.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we could say that.
Oh no, the map's super fun. The map's something that I'm really excited for people to see. There's a lot of fun little tidbits, and I think that's all what we want to do with this story and this world is like, as much as it is inspiring to our imagination that we can do whatever we want and like have fun with it. I also, one of the things that's really fun about Witchblood is we can communicate that like inspirational creativity to the reader, and we can show things that, we don't have all the answers sometimes, or at least we don't have all the answers yet. And it's really fun to plant these seeds and these questions and these little details that can sprout and become really, really cool things later down the line. And one of the incredible things about writing is that so often you are confronted with these new ideas and these new things that happen in the middle of writing the story. And there are things you don't plan for, and you got to intuit, and you got to take it with your gut and be like, this has to go in the story. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what it means, but I know for a fact this needs to happen in this issue. And
what's that phrase that I keep seeing going on around writing Twitter? It's like planster or pantster.
Oh yeah. That
Like-
that how
like
do you write thing?
You plan out or you fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
And I think you've managed to at this point figure out kind of a nice middle ground between both.
Absolutely.
So
There's like a very soft plan that the editors and the publishing company needs to sign off on for liability and probably monetary reasons. But then once, honestly, once the contract's signed, I can do whatever I want.
well,
Within the grounds of what you kind of have set out.
within reason.
Yeah, within reason. It takes a good convincing.
Uh-oh, we have a squeaker.
Oh yeah.
Is the mic picking that up? Okay,
A
yeah.
little. It's not super loud though.
He has wandered into the other room. Yeah. Oh no, he's back.
Rory, come here.
Go. Oh no, you're trying to get him up here.
Okay,
We're gonna have a third interview guest.
Oh, careful, Matt. Headphones.
Oh.
This is our little squeaker.
This is our little boy.
Oh man.
He is not
Hi
happy
there.
to be here right now.
I do not want to be lifted.
He looks insane.
He looks crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, that's awesome.
All right,
We do
get
it
out
to
of
our
here, bud.
best. Fine.
Shoo.
Yeah, our pets end up on stream half the time, so
You got to. It's a rule.
Everyone loves an animal.
we got to see. There we go. Love for the
It's
pet.
like it's a cheap heat or cheap. It's a cheap pop. That's what they call it in wrestling.
Oh.
Like when a wrestler goes out into Cincinnati and he's out in Cincinnati and he's like the Bengals and everyone cheers.
Okay.
But everyone knows this wrestler doesn't give a shit about the Bengals or whatever. That's basically what showing your animal is on live stream. It's easy. It's easy.
Except you do love the animal.
Yes, we do.
So, speaking of animals, this is a little personal curiosity. Boo, the raven, is that
Yeah.
familiar?
Yes.
Okay.
That is
Cool.
that is so.
I thought so, but I wasn't 100%.
Did we put no in issue 3 there is no extra familiar.
I mean, technically, yes. There's 2 different familiars.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
there a plant thing
Yeah.
that walks around?
Oh, yeah.
too?
Mm.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's a radish, but I'm not really sure.
It's a mandragora root, and its name is
Okay.
cucumber.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't-
do remember
Stop
that.
being a
I do
baby
remember
cucumber.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Boo, cucumber. I think
And
that's
there is technically still another one in 1 or 2 panels at the end, but it is
yeah.
not super noticeable.
In issue 2, there's another one. There's an armadillo.
Mm.
No,
It's
you're talking about.
no, that's issue 2.
Oh, that is issue 2. That
Yeah.
is issue 2. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Oh
In
right.
issue
yeah.
2, there's an armadillo called Starshine that got a lot of the dialogue
I
had to.
was wondering
Yeah.
because she kept saying Starshine.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's a little armadillo. It's in a couple of panels. A lot of that dialogue had to get cut for size. I wrote too much, which is a classic Matterman problem.
But yes, Boo is Yona's familiar, and you find out a little bit more about familiars in general
Oh yeah,
in a later issue. So
issue 5. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You find out all about
issue 5. There you
in
go.
issue 5. You find out about the nature of the familiars. It's very
He's
interesting.
like, I'll tell you when. I just won't tell you what.
Exactly, it's coming. You just got to stick with the series.
Love it.
Gonna.
We will be here for all of that.
Mhm.
Glad to hear it.
Oh, excuse me.
You go ahead with the next one.
Okay. So Yona, I really, really like her, and I feel like she has this really kind of dramatic, aesthetic about her versus the way that we hear her speak and interact with people. And I'm just curious as to if that was intentional to make her visually modern for the time. But when she speaks, it's hark, person.
Yeah, I think Lisa and I are both huge fans of anachronistic things where
Yeah.
it's
It's true. I think it's really funny.
It's
whenever
really
Matt
funny.
Puts it in there, and
I really love it. I think, and it makes sense. Yona's 1,000 years old, so it's
She kind of has gotten to the point where she's picking and choosing her, I don't know, dialect and favorite sayings, whether or not they, she's a little bit all over the place, which I think fits with her personality. So
fun language fact. Apparently, Old English sounded a lot like modern day Chicago, like the accent.
I've actually heard that about like Shakespeare's plays, that they actually weren't supposed to be quote unquote British.
No, they I don't know where I had. It's a mad fact. I don't know.
So what you're saying is,
for the most horribly lied to.
It sounds
it's very likely.
familiar, but yeah. Fun fact indeed.
Yeah, fun fact.
Could be a Matt fact though. We don't know if it's true or not.
Could be 100% fake. Could be false. I have no idea.
Fun facts.
So there's another thing with her speech that seems like she goes from, she's kind of being a little bit more serious, and all of a sudden she's just very animated and like, revenge is mine and all of that. Is that kind of, again, to go with that contrasting between like the different styles of her, or is that just, she just gets easily animated over certain things?
Yeah, I think that pulls from our inspiration for like why the things that we enjoy. Like, we read a lot of manga. We a lot of the things that we read and experience and that we really enjoy tend to have kind of a theatricality to it, a hyper not like, it's not even hyper unreal. It's just like it's just like tuned up just slightly to where it's like, obviously this person, if she were to exist in the real world, would be ridiculous. It wouldn't work. But everyone in this world is kind of ridiculous and over the top. So like, and that's that's really what we love about it. And that's why all the characters are kind of designed to visually let you clue you in that like,
this isn't a normal world.
This isn't a normal world.
These are not normal people. They're wearing crazy clothes and they're saying crazy things.
Yeah.
So
normal.
Actually, speaking of it being not a normal world, how common are witches and vampires and other supernatural kind of people versus just regular human beings?
I would say, and it's kind of background information. We don't get into it too much, but it's like people know that they're real. When it's just kind of a rarity thing. I think we established that like people are the primary like progenitors of the planet. There's still cities. There's
humans,
humans.
Humans versus vampires.
Versus vampires.
I got them.
So like there's still cities. There's still the United States of America. There's still towns and diners and like all this stuff and so it's just there's this alternate history where witches and vampires have existed for a long time, and
they're just a fact of life.
It's just a fact of life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I like that it's not like everyone's constantly like, "Oh my god, is that a vampire? Are they doing magic?" It's like, all right, but it's happening again.
A good scene to kind of prove out what I'm talking. Is this the bar scene in issue 2, where the bartender is like, I've heard some things about vampires. Maybe that bartender has never met a vampire in person, only heard stories. But now that he's confronted with one, it's kind of like this, I've only heard things, and now that you're here, sort of thing. I don't know if that meant anything. When it first rambled.
No, yeah. It was just like for him, he was afraid the second he saw the vampire come in, and it's like, oh, this does exist, even though I know it exists.
Yeah. Confronted with the reality of the
Actual
situation.
confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Let's see. You want to take the next one?
So outside of you guys, your own stuff that you've written, what would you say is your favorite thing that you guys are reading?
Reading. Oh, I have something I'm reading. You can go first, though.
I have been head over heels with Homesick Pilots currently. I was also enjoying Department of Truth. I'm a little bit behind on that one. Witch Hat Atelier. The manga I've been loving. I'm just a sucker for just witchy supernatural things, obviously. What else have I been reading? I think that is the most recent that I've gotten around to. I've just got a to-read pile that's massive.
Yeah.
But when I find the time, I mean, I'm always buying comics, but at the time they just sit there waiting for me to get to them. So
piles and piles.
Yeah.
Of
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I've been enjoying most at the moment.
I'm a huge fan of. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure I get the name right because I want to make sure.
Oh my god! Oh,
I just want to make sure I get the name of the.
You did not get the name right.
Did I not?
Just take the name out of your Google. There you go.
Okay, so it's a series by the cartoon. It's a webcomic, and recently was turned into a book. Called, his name is Alec Robbins, and the series is My Wife Betty Boop. My wife is Betty Boop, and it's incredible. I would highly recommend everyone read it. You can read it online for free right now. I read it online for free, and I immediately bought the first 2 books. That's how good it is. You got a word of advice for those who want to read it. You got to stick it through at least until you get to the Sonic the Hedgehog arc. and once you make it through the Bugs Bunny arc, once you make it through the Bugs Bunny arc and on through the Peter Griffin arc, then you get hit with the Sonic the Hedgehog arc, and it is a work of art.
It's very funny.
Sold.
It's very good.
I happen to be a big Sonic fan, so it might be worth it.
I cannot wait to hear what you think of this comic. But it's great. I love it. And Alec Robbins, check him out. I bought the first 2 books. They're incredible. They're one of the funniest things I've read in like at least 5 years. At least 5 years.
Awesome. Looks like Ace says that you guys are reading the same comics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike. Yeah. Cool.
So for your guys' own work, who do you feel like has like your biggest inspiration or influence for your writing and for your art?
You want me to go first?
I'll go first. Although I'll probably blank on half of the people that I admire, because I always do when asked this question. But
no one. Only yourself.
First off, and I've said this since Long Lost, and I think it still holds true, strangely enough, with Witchblood. But I grew up reading the Sailor Moon manga and watching the anime, and I've always been such a huge fan. And part of kind of...
Do you want to show off your original Sailor Moon books?
No, it's okay. They're... I haven't taken good care of them. Some of them are falling apart. I'll grab them. I'll grab them in a second, maybe. But yeah. So Naoko Takeuchi's art has always been a huge inspiration, and actually, I think kind of the way that Witchblood. I know you didn't do this intentionally, but it almost kind of like one of the exciting things about Sailor Moon is when you meet a new Sailor Scout, and Witchblood kind of does similar things sometimes. So yeah. I kind of got to do what I've always wanted to do, which is create my own Sailor Moon in a weird way. And the Yona's buns are 100% a reference.
Yeah.
To Sailor Moon.
In issue 2 specifically, I got some real Sailor Moon vibes.
Yes, I
was a big fan.
Who else? I love Becky Cloonan's work. Marley Zarconi's work.
Who's the Casper Vingard?
Oh yeah, from Homesick Pilots. Yeah, his work is great. Yeah. I mean, there's.
And we work with so many incredible people.
I know there are so many talented comic artists out there that I feel like every other day I'm discovering someone that I hadn't somehow I had not seen their work
I
before.
know.
I'm like, oh my god, I need to devour this.
Yeah, it's like
Araki. Araki's been a huge influence
Yeah.
on Witchblood 2, of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure honestly has been one of my primary inspirations for the past couple years. I'm relatively new to enjoying his work. Hirohiko Araki's incredible JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's very good.
I am blanking on more influences currently, so you can pick up.
Yeah, I mean, that's it for me. It's a hard question. I come from.
We also consume like an insane amount of just media in
Yeah,
general,
we
whether
really
it's
do.
like music, books,
Yeah.
movies.
Everything that you're bringing in.
I know.
I really love artists and writers and creators who try to do new things. They're not always the greatest thing, but sometimes there's something inspiring about that.
Mhm.
I love David Lynch. I love
Strangely enough, I think Witchblood is the least Lynchian thing that you've written.
yeah, definitely.
Well, that and Terminal Punks.
Yeah.
Not very Lynchian,
I mean,
but
there's something magical about finding a creator that just kind of speaks the same language that you do, and I've always felt that about David Lynch. I've always felt that about Kentaro Moira. The I don't know how to pronounce his name. The creator of Berserk, who just passed away. R.I.P. Incredibly sad. But his work is totally singular and it's so inspiring, and the fantasy and the story behind it. It's so interesting. It's so deep, and it's genre. It's like Berserk is this dark fantasy. Everyone has huge swords, and it's all this blood and guts stuff. But it transcends the genre that it presents as itself and becomes something really more, and really it becomes so much bigger. So David Lynch, E. Cummings, I like his poetry. There's another one, Ezra Pound. I like him, but I think he might have been anti-Semitic. I can't remember. It's fine. When you get to people that are like 80 years old and long dead, it's like it sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all over the place.
Really, inspiration's all over the place.
Awesome.
As far as comics, I like Charles Burns. I like Suhiro Maro. Really, really all over the place. Junji Ito. Everyone's been loving him lately. But yeah, it's honestly whatever kind of like piques my interest, whatever gets me curious and excited.
Yeah. I think you're pulling that into Witchblood for sure. The getting people curious and excited about the book.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I would love is that people like the book and they Google the titles and find out that there's music, and then there's just a rabbit hole that you can get lost in. And that's when there's books or anything that I really love. When I do research on them and I want to figure out more about why they were created, I always fall into rabbit holes, and I always end up finding all sorts of new things that I didn't know I liked in the first place.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I guess kind of talking on the whole uniqueness and always wanting to create something that you feel like hasn't been done before, the art and the panel, like the placement and the way that you kind of have some of the effects from the sounds and the background noise and things like that overlaid in it, like what kind of inspired that for you, or did you just kind of came up with that all on your own?
That was all our letterer. Are you talking like the sound effects? If yes,
Okay.
Jim Campbell lettered the first two and did an absolutely incredible job.
Yeah, he really. So I write the sound effects into the scripts. So like in the first issue when Boo attacks and it says bird, that's it. That's in the script.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Or like bottle or whatever it is. Those sound effects are in the script, and Jim for the first two issues did an absolutely incredible job for those, and he really brought a lot of the energy that I wanted to bring in, because that's the thing. It's like comics. it's a bunch of people working together, and there's so many facets that you can hone in on and pay attention to. And when it came to the sound of Witchblood, you know, I really wanted to make sure that the sound effects were very evocative and because, you know, I'm a musical person and I operate and I'm so inspired by noise and music and sound. And I really wanted that to be a part of Witchblood, but it's a book. So it's like, you have to figure out how to do it the best way that you can.
Yeah. And I'm always a big proponent of, the other members of our comics, little Witchblood comics team, of letting them, or like encouraging them to like get creative and have fun with it and experiment, maybe try new things. And Jim had complete freedom to kind of just do whatever he felt worked best, and he did a beautiful job.
I feel like I keep seeing him pop up in a lot of books with his lettering, and
he's a busy man.
He is a very busy man. That's actually why he's not on issue 3. He's got too busy. We for the rest of the series and World Design will be lettering the book, and they've worked hand in hand with Jim, and it's been a really, really incredible transition, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really notice looking at issue 3 any big difference in that lettering. So that's really good that you guys were able to get someone that made the transitions very smooth.
Yeah, and Jim is such a great guy. He worked with them to make sure that they had what he had, and it. I don't know. We're really lucky to work with such cool people.
Yeah, I've got to give props to our editor Adrian too for kind of
setting that all up.
Yeah, and also just assembling.
Yeah,
such a great team.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this was intentional or not, but you said "and world," and I'm really curious about like all these witches that we're kind of meeting, and we're learning about the old Yona that she keeps talking about. So like, are we gonna get spin-off? Is that gonna be a thing?
Wait, say that one last time.
Are we gonna get spin-offs? Like, are we gonna get like
spin-offs? You know,
more things within the world that aren't Yona centric?
That's a really great question. I would love to divulge more information on that, but at the moment I can't. But
you can neither confirm nor deny.
I can confirm that this is not the first time that question has been asked by another person. So
I like it.
It's definitely something that we're thinking about.
So what I'm hearing is if enough people go out and buy Witchblood,
there could be more
increased sales as each issue goes on, then there's a higher and higher chance that we will see more stories in this world.
Absolutely. I mean, if y'all want a Hounds of Love comic, you got to buy the book. That's all I'm going to say. If y'all want a comic just about those sexy vampires, then our sales numbers need to go up slightly.
You heard it here first, people. Go buy the book. You're gonna get a story about the Hounds of Love. Oh,
are y'all allowed to divulge how many issues total you think Witchblood's gonna be, at least so far?
I'll divulge. I would love for Witchblood to go for 26 issues, and I like that's my dream. 26 issues.
So do you have like overarching plot? Kind of, are you like George R.R. Martining it in your mind, like A to B?
I cannot confirm nor deny how my brain is working, but I would love to have 26 issues. If I could have 26 issues for Witchblood, I would be. Okay. I couldn't ask.
Issues would mean that I'd be what 3 years of work for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I would be happy doing that.
26 issues.
How many cards are in a standard tarot deck?
78. Oh man, it's like a quiz question. 78.
78.
The major arcana is usually what you're gonna find in situations like this.
Yeah, that's 22. So
yeah, we could get through all the major arcana if we go for 26 issues.
It's true.
There we go.
It'll definitely get trickier to figure out how to make some of the cards into covers that have to do with Witchblood, but
you'll
figure it out.
Probably around like 11, you'll stop carrying and just start doing whatever.
It's like,
At that point, we're
sure,
all
this is the
committed
Wheel
to
of
it
Fortune.
anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, it's just an abstract version of this card.
It,
So-
it's Ramblin' Rose's wheel.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's her front wheel.
That's actually a good idea. You might have given us an idea.
Take it.
If
It's
that
yours.
happens, that'd be awesome.
You'll be hearing from our lawyers.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Oh.
I see how this will be.
You'll be hearing good things from him. With Paxton, I feel like I can just hear his voice like coming off the page. He has, you can see reading what he's saying. Like the voice is very distinct. So did you guys have somebody in mind, like a certain voice as you were writing that? Like if someone would ever play him in some sort of animated or live action kind of thing?
We've never been asked that question. That's a very good question.
I'm actually curious to hear your answer on that one.
Because I do have
For
two
any of
voices
the
that I keep
characters.
hearing, but
No. Honestly, tell me yours. I'm interested.
I don't want to influence your answer.
Trust me, you won't. It's fine. There's a lot going on in this head, and very little gets through. So
So I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm hearing Woody Harrelson,
interesting. I like that answer.
and sometimes
I love
Michael
Woody
Rooker.
Interesting.
They both played kind of similar type characters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Woody Harrelson is Woody Harrelson is a really great answer to that. I think he's got such a unique elocution. Is that the right term?
I think so.
Yeah. He's got such a unique elocution, and you always know when
Oh,
Woody Harrelson
immediately.
is talking.
Yeah.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly flattered you hear Woody Harrelson's voice when you read Paxton.
It's just the way that he draws words out, I think, is what.
Yeah.
In the Chattahoochee scene is where that became reality for me. I was like, I could see him doing this. And like I could absolutely see him doing that in like Zombieland or something.
I think honestly a lot of the inspiration for Paxton comes from Lisa and I both have family from the South and from a variety of places. Lisa, Texas, and me more of the mountains of Kentucky and stuff. So we both have a lot of experience, personal, dealing with or just having family that have a really
Distinct way of talking.
really distinct way of talking, and,
Yeah.
and we're both from Ohio, so we have like vanilla, neutral,
Yeah.
like it's like yogurt paste language, voice language. We sound like super plain, but it's always I don't know. And then the other thing, it's like, when you get to know people and when you get to pick up on certain speech patterns, you start to, I don't know, fall in love with them and romanticize them. And Paxton is Ohio doesn't exist. It's that, you're telling me.
I mean, I've never been there.
I think you guys kind of allude to that a little bit with your map.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was Lisa's idea.
I totally forgot about that. That was a
Oh
yes.
god, the map.
I like
really
that
funny.
detail.
That map was really fun to do because Matt had some of it scripted, or you had a lot of it scripted. I'm not going to take
Like
credit for your
60%.
jokes.
60% was
But
Yeah.
There's a lot of places she can't go.
yeah, there is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was like, I need to know what happened in Florida.
Yeah.
So many questions, and maybe we'll get answers for some of them. But yeah.
Woody Harrelson's a great answer. Back to
Oh,
the
you
question.
never answered the question.
Yeah.
Wait, you did with family. Okay.
Yeah, family.
Well, I
Fam-
also know you're not. I mean, there's also another character that I thought that you had in mind when you were writing Paxton's voice, because this is who I hear
Who?
when I read Paxton's monologues is Bill Paxton from Near Dark.
Oh yeah,
So the character's namesake.
yeah.
So-
There's so Bill Paxton's character Near Dark, very obvious. We homage with Paxton as a vampire. If you haven't seen Near Dark, go watch it. You'll immediately see a lot of similarities between our story. We
Well, I mean,
Not- well,
some
not similar.
Yeah,
We-
some
we-
inspiration.
Not
Definitely
enough to
Character
get
inspiration.
sued.
We very openly were inspired by Near Dark, and we're not trying to hide it.
Okay, I'm
Oh.
going to share this
Do I have to
image real quick.
bookmark that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's Bill Paxton in
Yep.
Near Dark, iconic image at the height of his attractiveness, I'd say.
I definitely see the inspiration. Awesome.
But yeah, there's a little bit of that in there too, where I kind of click into that character.
Mm-hmm.
We have Astro Wizard joining us. We're getting near the end of the hour. We have just a few more questions if you guys have some time.
Feel free. Yeah, we're roll through them.
Awesome. So the next one actually is about your book that's coming up with Boom. Good luck.
Yeah.
I thought it's the highest selling book you've had so far. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Everyone get it.
It's an incredible feeling. I'm with no pun intended, no anything intended. I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky about it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I
It's
too
good.
can vouch
It's
for
really
it.
good.
I
It's
just
really
read
good.
number 2.
Yeah, you just read number 2.
I just read number
Dang.
2, and it gets even better. Like, it's so good.
It's
Can't-
I didn't
pray about
expect
it
to
enough.
enjoy it as much as I did.
it's the weirdest thing I've ever written, I think, by a
Well-
country mile.
Guys, you have no
It's
idea.
kind of weird.
Yeah, you guys have no idea how often Matt has been talking to me about just like quantum mechanics and string theory and all the things that he's had to like think about and research for this
I
story.
know a lot about a quantum entanglement and string theory, guys. If you ever want to hit me up.
You just gotta watch Ant-Man, my dude. Everything you need to know.
I have to get my research from the source, which is old men on YouTube talking for 2 hours about astrophysics and quantum physics.
Man.
But good luck.
Yeah.
So I feel like we went off topic with this, but thank you.
No, that was all good. But even hearing, what you did to research and prepare for it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That kind of actually answered the questions I was going to talk about, how you came up with this concept with the luck and how we have these kids essentially that were born without it, but everyone else has it. That whole concept there, was that inspired by something or?
The honest, unpretentious answer that I'll just be real with. I got really high one night, and and I can say that because I don't have a boss that will fire me. So you know how it is, or maybe you don't. I don't know. If you do know how it is, here's how it goes. You just have things that come to you, and there are ideas, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're bad, and I had an idea, and it kind of came out of nowhere, and
idea.
I was really inspired by the opening scene of Good Luck. I think the preview pages were released by Boom, which is these two gods of luck kind of touching, and what that would mean if there were two creatures that embodied the attributes of luck. What would happen if they were to come in contact, or what would happen if they were to touch, or what would happen if everyone was subjected to simultaneous luck, good and bad at the same time? So, I just one night I had that vision, that idea in my head about this scene, and I literally think within a week I pitched it to Boom, and then a week after that they greenlit it. Wow. It was such a fast process, and I think it like awesome. and this was like maybe the 7th or 8th thing that I've pitched to Boom, and everything is trial and error, and sometimes you don't know when you have a good idea, you don't know when you've got a bad idea, and what it really takes is working it out, seeing how far it can go, and not getting too attached. Had Boom come to me and said like, we've done something like this before, it didn't do too well, it'd be okay.
Yeah, you on that note, you literally might have just had a pitch of yours possibly picked up that you have been trying to get someone to publish for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And so
I've
like,
been trying
sometimes you gotta put things on the back burner. Sometimes you just can't. You just haven't found the right publisher yet.
I've had a story that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I've pitched it to a bunch of comic publishers, and everyone has pretty much said absolutely not. This is too dangerous to publish. You are in danger if you put this into the world.
That's not what any of them said.
That's the vibe. And just like a week ago, I had a call with a publisher that was really, really interested in it. And, it might not go anywhere. They might decide it's not really for us. But that's the great thing about being a creator and having ideas is that ideas don't go anywhere and they don't die. And they don't really exist until they do. And you don't have to feel any particular way about them. You can just try to make them exist. That's what I do.
Awesome. It's crazy that the idea happened. You kind of put it together. You sent it to them in like a week, and then a week later they were like, "Let's do it."
Yeah, I mean, I think I literally sent them the idea, and they were like, "That sounds super interesting." And then I wrote the pitch based off of just that immediate interest. And working with Boom has been absolutely incredible. I'm working with 3 editors on this story.
Wow.
And it's just to make sure that this is good. I think like that's the thing that I'm most proud of is that everyone is doing so much work from the editors to Stefano, the incredible artist. Stefano Stemion is like, it's unreal.
Yeah, his work is wild.
It's unbelievable.
I actually I'm getting like Simone DeMeo vibes from his art too, which is
I mean
cool.
it's so kinetic, it's so vibrant, it's so fun. Stefano does everything artistic for the book. All the interiors, he does all the inks and all the colors. So when you're looking at a page, you're looking at 100% Stefano. And then the main covers are by Jorge Corona, who has done an absolutely incredible job making people want to read Good Luck. I owe him a lot, honestly.
It's a really good book.
I like Dangerous.
Curious about another pitch. Oh man. So what other things do you guys have going on? I know Lisa, you said you had something else coming up.
Well, I have a graphic novel coming out this fall called Squad from Green Willow Books. It is written by Maggie Takuta Hall, and it's about a group of teen girl werewolves that devour sex pests and shitty boys. So yes,
I've read it. It's incredible. It's every like misandrist's wet dream. I loved it. I loved all
every misandrist's wet dream.
Well, no, I have to.
I mean, as a self-declared misandrist, I absolutely love the amount of male violence that occurs in this book. It's great. It's A+.
Anyway, that
10 out of 10 would recommend to a man.
So that's available for pre-order now from your local comic shop or bookstore.
DC.
Oh yeah, I was like, I know there's something else. Yes, and I have a story coming out with DC, a Flash story, in the Pride anthology that they are releasing in June. Danny Lore wrote it. It's about the Flash of Earth 11, I think.
Jess Chambers?
Jess Chambers. It's the Jess Chambers Flash. And I got to do a superhero thing.
It's so cool.
I got to do 7 pages about Jess Chambers Flash, and I got to work with Danny, which was incredible because I've known Danny for a hot minute now, and this is the first time we've got a chance to work together, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, check that drops in. I don't remember what week in June it
I
comes
legit
out,
think
but
it's the same day that Witchblood number 4 comes out.
that would be the last. I don't think it's the last.
Oh no, it's the week before the 30th, so it'd be the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
so
you
June.
go.
So in June, you can find my work in the DC Pride anthology, and that's that's been announced. So
Yeah. That has been announced. Your
Yeah,
page,
that was-
some of your stuff.
no,
has been checked.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I got other stuff I'm working on too, but I can't talk about that stuff.
That's what she's about.
You've also been doing some covers for Home.
Oh yes, yep. I've been doing the main covers for Home by Julio Anta from Image. It is a incredible story, and I recommend that everyone check it out. I think their number 3 comes out soon. Yeah, number 2 just came out.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
we're on we're
I
like
think we're around the same release schedule.
we're on the same release track.
So yes, and that's only that's
5 issues.
5 issues. No,
Yeah.
5
You did 5 covers.
Okay, you're right.
He knows
It's hard to
better
keep
than
track.
you do.
Yes, thanks, Matt. But yeah,
That's awesome.
check that out too for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Matt?
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
I got a bunch.
Yeah.
It's just like as a writer, I have to create so much more to pay the bills. So
Well, it's not necessarily that.
yeah. So I have a book that it's a graphic novel coming out through Vault that has yet to be dated, but it has been announced. It's with Emily Pearson. It's called Bonding. That'll probably be coming out next year sometime.
So I assume pre-orders any day now.
I mean, yeah, pre-orders any day. It's a sci-fi horror romance graphic novel about 2 people living in a world where everyone has parasitic alien slugs attached to their fronts and their chests that drain their blood and their life force. It's a real beautiful book. It's full of,
Amazing.
About bonding.
it's full of love and emotions.
I love it already.
But I'm really excited for everyone to see that. Emily's work on that has been incredible. I worked with Emily and
Emily Pearson
and colorist Kaylee Pinecone. You guys are going to see more of that probably in the next year or so. I've signed on. I've got some stuff I can't announce yet, but I'm working with Dark Horse. I'm working with Mad Cave again.
Oh yeah, we're both working with Matt.
We're both working with Mad Cave.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but
Yeah.
that also has not been.
That has not been announced either.
Okay,
Well,
but we
There
can
is
tease.
something-
maybe you're not working with Mad Cave.
Oh no, we definitely are.
Yeah, the contracts have been signed. If they were to fire us, they would be hearing from the lawyers.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
I did see that the trade paperback for Terminal Punks from Mad Cave is coming out in June also.
Yeah, that comes out in June too. There's like 8 things that come out in June.
That's awesome. You guys are
It's a good month.
killing it right now.
Please go buy Terminal Punks when it comes out. It's one of my favorite things that I've written. It's so fun. It's so cute.
It's really wonderful.
Shelby's work deserves to be seen by the masses. They are a star in the sky. They are incredible. They deserve all your money and all your love and all your adoration. Terminal Punks would not exist without them. Shelby Criswell. That's their name. Before I forget to say what it was.
Awesome. And as you know, I was just at a con recently and causing scheduling issues on my part. But are you guys planning any con visits in the future with things starting to get open a little bit?
We
There's
don't have anything
plans.
solid, but I mean, hey, if anyone involved in cons wants to invite us somewhere,
We're going
go.
to Baltimore.
So
Yeah. We're planning a trip to Baltimore Comic Con, so hopefully you guys can get an invite there.
What, October?
October 22nd
22nd through the 24th.
Is that going to be in person? Is that a lot? Is that people?
It
Okay.
is supposed to be in person.
wow.
It is smack dab in the middle of 2 of our D&D squad birthdays.
Congratulations to that. That's very exciting.
It's very conveniently in between them. Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, we'd love to do cons again.
We try to do the big four when the pandemic is a little bit easier to predict. You know, we're
you can
all
generally find us at Emerald City and C2E2.
Emerald City,
Chicago.
C2E2. We'll probably try to get out to New York Comic Con, and if God forbid we are schmoozing with Hollywood, we'll try to make it out to San Diego. But
So San Diego is supposed to be Thanksgiving weekend this year.
Oh right, yeah. I don't think that one is going to be happening for us.
No, we're not going to that one. That's
although
shame
it
on
would
them.
be nice to be somewhere warmer in November. Like, you know, Ohio is miserable in November.
Yeah. Oh, no, I went to school in central Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, you know.
I can relate. Yeah.
You know, the bitter,
don't want to be there either.
Midwest.
Cold, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, unless things change, we're gonna play it by ear.
But next year, I would say you can kind of
We're definitely planning for 2022 to be available.
The year we kind of get back to all the cons. So, yep.
Not going to cons this year, do you feel like you've been able to do more creative projects without that time going to them?
You know, honestly, had it not been for COVID, I would have said yes. But I think because everyone in the comic book industry adjusted for the fact that a lot of networking and a lot of the things that you do at a convention, you just aren't going to be able to do. So I think one of the best things that happened, you know, or not even the best, because COVID has been an absolute nightmare for everybody, but it's been a lot easier to kind of get into the same spaces as editors because they're all online now. You know, they're more available because they have to be because of COVID. I've had a lot more video calls. I've had a lot more Zoom chats with my editors. And I think that may have not been the case had COVID not happened. So small upside to 3 million people dying. So I don't know. COVID sucks, everybody.
Yeah.
There's no upsides to this.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated.
Please.
Yeah, we just got our second shot.
Put
like 3 weeks ago, actually.
We're
now.
fully. Yeah, we can lick the sidewalk and we're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't lick it. I would not.
Yeah.
Recommend.
There might be other reasons not to lick.
You shouldn't have done that pre-COVID.
Dive bars, OSU campus. We could lick anything.
Oh, if you've been to OSU campus, you're fine. You're good for everything.
It's like being tempered in sewage.
Listen, I went to Penn State, so I'm sure on OSU all day.
We're townies. We like when they leave for the summer.
Oh yeah. Definitely. But yeah.
Yeah. Please buy our books.
Yeah. I have links down below in the description of your guys' social media, Instagram, Twitter, and I think, Lisa, you had a link tree, so I put that down there too.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So I think that goes to like
Nice.
your store. You can get the tarot cards and that kind of stuff and prints and all that.
Yep.
Matthew, I don't think you had a link tree to anything.
Nope.
Okay. So check all that out, follow them, keep an eye on, their upcoming stuff. Anything else you guys want to plug?
Check out the work of the artists and the writers that we work with. The artists off the top of my head that I'm working with that I would love for everyone to be more aware of: Shelby Criswell, Stefano Simeon, Sam Beck, Emily Pearson, Liana Kengis. I feel like I'm forgetting people that I've worked with.
Oh, don't look at me.
I know.
I'm not good for remembering names on the spot.
My wife.
Oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
This other artist we've got here.
Sally Cantorino, I've worked with her. She's incredible. She's got a series with Vault out right now called I Walk with Monsters.
Yes, we both read that.
So yeah, like I'd say the thing that I can ask most out of anyone is if you like the books that we're creating, follow the creators, become our fans. Honestly, artists and writers, we love when that happens because we're always trying to make new things, and it feels good. It feels good when people like your stuff. I think it's that simple. And artists and writers, we're an anxious bunch, And when people say you drew a good thing or you wrote a good story, it feels really fucking nice.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, your colorist on Witchblood, Gab.
Gab Contreras. Yeah. Yes. Thanks
So
for remembering to mention.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Her
Gab's
colors
work
are
has.
fantastic.
I know. Yeah. Gab has blown me away every single issue.
Yeah.
She's done a phenomenal job, and she's working on a bunch of stuff right now
She
too.
is.
So I don't know how she manages to do it all. She's incredible. Definitely follow Gab Contreras for sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other? I know you were plugging artists. Any authors you were working with?
I mean, other than I haven't been working with anyone but Matt for a while, but yeah, Maggie Takuda Hall just had the writer on Squad just had a book come out, I believe, winter.
Mm-hmm.
The Mermaid, the Witch, and the
Something.
I'm
It's
blanking,
three
I'm
things.
blanking on the
Mermaid,
name.
the Witch,
I'm
and
blanking on the name, but look at Maggie Takuda Hall. Her writing is amazing. If you're looking for a novel, she just released one. So
and also Vita, Ayala, they're writing X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You don't need to know about them.
Yeah. Vita's more well known than us at this point, but yeah, definitely check out Vita's work. Vita's always killing on anything that they touch. So.
Awesome.
And Danny Lore. Danny Lore is just got announced that they're going to be doing some Transformers stuff.
Oh yeah,
so,
hell yeah.
The writer that I worked with on the Flash story.
Yep.
So yeah, check out Danny Lore as well. So yeah, I think
Crazy
that's it.
cool. Well, thank you guys for doing this interview with us, hanging out with us tonight, and for understanding the craziness from the other day.
Totally fine.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
Seriously, this was great. Thank you guys so much, and I hope that y'all stay safe and be well, and hopefully we see you at a con sometime in the next year or so.
Yes.
Absolutely. And thanks everyone in the chat who's watching, and have a good night, everybody.
Peace.